Hey everybody, and welcome to the weekly scopes from the 9th of April right up until the 15th of April. So I'm just going to dive right in there. On the 9th of April, the moon enters Scorpio. So Scorpio is known for its intensity and transformative energy. During this time, when the moon's in Scorpio, people may have an increased sense of passion, emotions, and a desire for more meaningful connections with other people, or diving into the hidden aspects of themselves and really questioning their repressed desires, whether it be sexual, career, creativity, sort of projects they've been putting off or expressions they've been putting off, more likely to come up right now. If you want to know more about what to do in the moon in Scorpio, then check out the playlist. So also on the 9th of April, the moon enters its disseminating moon phase at 10:25 p.m. So this can be a powerful time for communication, all types of teaching and research and learning work, and sharing things with others, and spreading knowledge to the people around you. All in all, this phase of the disseminating moon is a time to be open to new ideas. If you want to know more, you get it. Check out the playlist. On the 10th of April, the moon leaves via combustion. So the fiery ways between the 15th degrees of Libra and the 15th degree of Scorpio. When the moon's there, it's said to, bring up those deep emotions, just like between balance, because the Libra aspects and Scorpio intensity. So now it's leaving the fiery way. So emotions should die down back to their normal levels. If you want to know more about what happens when the moon leaves via combustion, check out the playlist. So also today on the 10th, Venus makes a trine to Pluto, the Sun makes a conjunction to Jupiter, and Mercury makes a semi-square to Neptune as well. So the Venus trine Pluto creates a deep and intense emotional sort of energy that can deepen connections between people. And right now the moon's in Scorpio, which Pluto rules, so 8th house, 1st house stuff may come up, and 12th house sort of like spirituality, questioning yourself, maybe do some meditation, because we've got Venus and in there as well. It's trining Pluto, so having nice and pleasant time with your partners. With the Sun's conjunction to Jupiter, this energy brings optimism and positivity, and feeling that anything can be possible right now if you put your hard work and actions towards it. But make sure that you don't become overconfident, take too much risk, and make unrealistic promises to others that you can't keep. And with the Venus trine Pluto, this energy may give you the feeling like, yeah, I can do this. You may have a deadline at work and your partner wants to go on date night, and you promise them that you can do date night, but then work demands. So just make sure, you try and do everything you can to keep your relationships on the sort of even keel balance right now. Mercury also makes a semi-square to Neptune as well. So this can add confusion and misunderstanding. So this amplifies that. Be careful with your communications. Only say things that you can follow through on, and if you can't, just be honest about it rather than lie. Some of you, because of this semi-square between Mercury and Neptune, may experience difficulties communicating with other people. Also be careful of misinterpretation. So if you don't understand what someone's saying, rather than assume, which always makes an ass out of you, ask questions to clarify that what you understand they are saying is exactly what they are saying. Overall, the transits on the 10th of April gives us the potential to grow and make positive changes in our relationship, experience nice time with others, our friends, or with ourselves. Date night with yourself doesn't always have to be with someone else. Just be mindful of the negatives to make the best use out of this sort of like energy. The moon enters void of course on the 11th of April at 3:55 a.m. and this is when some astrologers say if you feel like you are confused, that it's best to delay important meetings and stuff. The moon also enters Sagittarius at 8:29 a.m. today. So when the moon enters Sagittarius, it can mark a shift in our emotional sort of thoughts and landscape. Sagittarius is a fire sign known for its adventurous spirit, optimism and enthusiasm. As the moon moves through this sign, we may feel a renewed sense of passion and the desire to explore new ideas and experiences, because, Sagittarius is known for seeking knowledge and truth. Some of you may find yourself seeking out new information to get more insights into your problems or into any sort of religious or intellectual, philosophical knowledge that you're interested in. For others of you, you may get more insight into, how the world, how people operate on the surface sort of level. Some of you may plan or contact someone who lives in a different country to you, or plan to take a trip over there and stuff like that. If you want to know more about what to do in the moon in Sagittarius, then it's in the playlist. On the 12th of April, there's nothing to report, and on the 13th of April, the moon enters its last quarter moon phase at 10:12 a.m. So the last quarter moon is seen as a time of reflection and release. It's a time to start letting go of things that no longer serve you, whether it be negative emotions, behaviours or relationships. Getting ready for the new moon phase that's coming soon, because the last quarter moon phase is associated with completion, so finishing up things, re-evaluating your closest relationships and getting closer. For some of you, you may be doing that during this time. The moon then enters void of course at 10:12 a.m. today, and then it enters Capricorn at 11:52 a.m. So when the moon enters Capricorn, which is an earth sign, people probably be a bit more grounded rather than emotional, even though we've got the Venus trine Pluto still going on. The moon represents our emotions and inner world, so when in Capricorn, we'll be more structured and disciplined and focus on responsibility and meeting the demands of our work routine or our family routine and stuff, rather than emotions. So people will be able to find practical solutions to any problems they're facing right now, and maybe some of you will feel more emotionally stable and more serious and more focused on your emotions and taking more responsibility for your emotional, psychological health and overall well-being. So, taking some time out to practically look at how you can look after your self-care regime or emotional and psychological health, more responsibility, as well as taking care of practical commitments, paying bills and stuff like that. Also today, Venus makes a square to Saturn, so again this emphasizes that matters of responsibility and doing what needs to be done comes first, and matters of the heart can take second place, because this transit is known to dampen emotions and people may express their affections less and feeling a bit emotional, repressed because of the Saturn influence here. So there could be problems in relationships, and some of you may find it hard to open up emotionally. So this can lead to difficulty in your intimate relationships or any sort of business partnerships. On the worst end, this can bring emotional separations, not necessarily permanently and not necessarily always as well. Also dependent on what transits are going to your action natal chart as well. Although navigating relationships during this time may be challenging, it presents an opportunity for personal growth and doing work to learn to balance your emotions with your responsibilities. So any research, watching videos on how to find that work life sort of balance, some of you may do that as well. So the best use of this transit, even though Saturn's involved, is, as I said, to focus on your self-care, setting boundaries and using this time for self-reflection to understand and communicate your emotional needs rather than repressing them, which can be counterintuitive, but it is what's needed. On the 14th of April, the Sun enters Aries at 10:29 a.m. It's going to stay there for about a month. And remember, this podcast, it uses Vedic astrology, constellational astrology, which is based on where the positions of the Sun, the Moon and the planets at any given time. So in Western astrology, the Sun is actually in or going into Taurus, or it may actually be in Taurus, but in constellational astrology it's in Aries. So Aries is the first sign of the zodiac and symbolises new beginnings, self-discovery and initiations. Aries is a fire sign known for its fiery, impulsive sort of tendencies. So this energy brings about a sense of adventure and can stimulate our desire to explore new things and take more risks. And as the sun moves through this sign, people can feel more energized and more dynamic in the way they go about going after what they really want, which can create opportunities as well as challenges for each of us. But if we harness this energy positively, we can make the best use for it. So the sun going into Aries, as I said, marks the beginning. For some people, because we've just had that was in March, we had the spring equinox and that new moon as well. So Aries energy is seen as the marking of the new astrological year, making it a season of new beginnings, taking action and being more assertive, because Mars is the planet of motivation and drive and passion in some respects as well, along with Scorpio and Pluto energy. So this transit can bring a renewed sense of passion and motivation to start new initiatives. However, be aware of the potential for impulsive and hasty decisions that can cause problems. Although positively we can all feel a bit more confident, this can have a positive impact on our career and personal development. In love and hookups, this transit can create a dynamic and exciting energy that make us speak our minds more if we're already in a relationship, or if we're in a hookup scenario and we want to make it more permanent. We may just go say what we mean, sort of thing, be more direct, but conflicts can happen because of this increased sense of passion. Or for some of you just want to be a bit independent, so for some of you, you may break up or decide that you want to, have an open relationship or something like that, and this can cause tension. Those who seek hookups may find themselves more confident and attractive at this time, just boosting your self-esteem, meaning that you're more open to just putting yourself out there, setting up a dating profile or reactivating your dating profile. In terms of career, education and spirituality, this transit can bring the opportunity for personal growth and exploration, allowing us to take bold steps and make significant progress in our goals. On the karmic level, any issues that we have with not taking action and not asserting ourselves, or being too pushy and not respecting other people's boundaries, may come up for some of you as well to work through. On the karmic level, it's a time to take action and pursue your life's purpose, leaving behind old patterns and ways of living. So focusing on taking responsibility for your personal destiny. So one of the biggest pros of this transit, of course, is the increased energy and motivation and confidence to pursue new ventures. The biggest con is the impulsive thoughts and behaviour and the quick temper moodiness and the lack of patience that it can bring, which can lead to difficulty in personal and professional relationships if not managed properly. Going deeper into it now, in terms of love and hookups, this transit can bring about a sense of assignment without any fear of the consequences. However, it's vital to avoid rushing into things, as it can lead to short-lived experiences rather than meaningful connections. But some of you may be up for that. That may be what you want. Some of you may be more adventurous, spontaneous, and take more risks in, whether it be date night or romantic or in the bedroom. But although, some of you may be more open to being spontaneous, the energy also allows you to find a balance at the positive end between self-control, being spontaneous, and giving you more patience when need be, because you may suggest something that your intimate partner doesn't want to do, and rather than trying to force them, which on the negative you could try that, so don't do that, respect their boundaries, but you can be patient in awaiting their answer as well to whatever it is you're asking of them at this time as well. And in terms of career, it's a good time to take the initiative to start new projects and assert yourself, but you should be cautious to avoid conflicts with colleagues or superiors. Because of this assertive, sort of like confident, energy it can bring, you can be more successful. So especially if you work in sales and those kind of commission-based careers, or you're starting your own business, or you're already in your own business doing promotions, cross promotions, and now working on how you can boost your profits as well as satisfy and meet the needs of your customers as well, adding value because we are people may be cash strapped and stuff like that as well. So adding value and maybe doing impulsive sales that can boost profit as well. So be open-minded at this time, be willing to compromise in terms of your career, and if you are going for promotions and that, just be careful that you're not, well, sometimes we do have to take care of our own interests, but do it in a respectful way, and also be prepared for some competition as well. In terms of education, this transit allows us to become more enthusiastic and focused about learning something new or continuing the things we're already working towards, whether it be academic research or personal research. If you have previously felt, burnt out or unmotivated, you may suddenly find yourself with a fresh perspective on your studies, leading to overall performance and completing things starting to complete the things that you have been putting off for a long while. So it embraces us to embrace innovative approaches to problem solving in our projects as well. So look into new ways instead of continuing on the old paths that don't get us nowhere. At this time, this energy allows us to refine our critical thinking skills. So the Aries energy can be impulsive. That doesn't mean it's not capable of strategic thought. It can actually give us sharper insights and a deeper understanding of complex topics. So this energy is also, good for sort of like taking in technical information that you may have found it hard to understand before. In terms of spirituality, it's a good energy to use to tap into your inner strength and cultivate a stronger sense of assertiveness and take bold steps towards achieving your goals. As I said earlier, Aries is a fire sign, also associated with courage, being pioneering, as in being innovative, thinking of new ideas, thinking outside of the box, treading where no one dares to tread, and all of that. Aries energy is known for that, doing the things that other people don't do and take bold steps because of this. So you can take bold steps in your spiritual practice, trying out new things, but watch out for being impulsive or reckless. Find moderation because you don't want to, you have to think about the karmic consequences is what I'm trying to say. So just make sure that you are focusing on the right things rather than trying to use spiritual knowledge to control others or manipulate them and stuff like that as well. But all in all, it's good for self-discovery and continuing or starting the work of opening up yourself spiritually. On the karmic level, it calls for us to become more self-reliant, more self-assertive and more independent in our thought and action, while still being able to collaborate with others and share our experiences, but also, taking control for our self-expression and going after what we really want. Aries energy makes it a powerful time to resolve our past karmic debts by taking ownership of our past actions, saying sorry, because Aries Mars also co-rules the 8th house, so forgiveness and transforming ourselves and our relationships as well. So saying sorry, give up seeking revenge and working on our jealousy and stuff like that, so we can move forward in our lives and align with what it is for our highest good. Letting go of outdated beliefs and action patterns, behaviour patterns, self-destructive habits that no longer serve you. Cultivating a sense of taking personal responsibility and accountability for your thoughts, words and actions and your relationship. How you act in relationships. We can never be responsible for what other people do, but we can be responsible for what we do. So all in all, it can karmically make it a good time to pursue those new opportunities and take decisive action towards your goals. So whether you're focusing on love, hookups, career, education, personal growth, spiritual growth, the sun transiting in Aries can provide us with the energy and sort of like motivation and clarity to make significant progress in our lives. So it's a good time to be excited, be open to new beginnings, but watch out for being reckless and take those risks and embrace the impulsive nature of Aries energy while being conscious of the consequences. Ultimately, the karmic meaning of the sun transiting in Aries involves embodying the archetype of the warrior or warrioress or non-gender binary warrior sort of energy and learning to channel it in a productive and positive way. So yeah, that was the sun transiting in Aries. On the 15th of April, the moon enters void of course. This starts at 11:36 a.m. And then the moon enters Aquarius at 14:14 p.m, so 2:14 GMT time. So when the moon moves into Aquarius, it's supporting this sort of independent, forward-thinking energy of the sun in Aries. So people can be more innovative, think more individuality, and think more on the humanitarianism, charitable levels. So starting or joining a social, political sort of like organisation to uplift your community or the world, something like that. All in all, when the moon's in Aquarius, it's a time to embrace new ideas and perspectives and seek creative solutions to any challenges that may come up. If you want to know more about the moon entering Aquarius, check out the playlist. So yeah, that was the weekly scopes from the 9th of April right up into the 15th. Take care and see you next week.